Do you need a separation agreement in Alberta? Do you need a lawyer for a separation agreement in Alberta? Can the same lawyer represent both you and your former spouse? Hi, my name is Violeta and I'm a lawyer in Alberta. As a divorce lawyer, I have noticed that people who are going through a divorce and a separation, they are not always clear on whether they need a separation agreement or if they need a lawyer to draft a separation agreement. So, I will try to clarify these aspects for you today. First, what is a separation agreement? A separation agreement is a contract between spouses who are separating and addresses issues as where your children will live, how much child support will be paid and who will pay the child support, how much spousal support will be paid, how your property will be divided, what will happen with your savings plans or pension plans. Is a separation agreement a legal requirement for separate and divorce in Alberta? In Alberta, a separation agreement is not a requirement for separating or divorcing. You can separate and start living apart with no separation agreement in place. After 12 months of living apart, the court will grant you a divorce. All you have to do is to demonstrate that you have lived apart for at least 12 months, confirm the separation date on the divorce affidavit, and then file for divorce. Then why have a separation agreement? While a separation agreement is not legally required, think of it as helping to facilitate your divorce, making the process less stressful and potentially less expensive. Here's why. Number one, Alberta court will not grant a divorce until you and your spouse have decided on separation terms. In order for the judge to sign the divorce order, he must or she must be satisfied that the following have been resolved: child custody, child support, visiting, and access plans are in place. Spousal support has been arranged, if appropriate. Marital property has been divided. So if you have a separation agreement in place, then the judge will see that you have addressed these important aspects, and then the judge can see that there are suitable arrangements in place, and this can speed up the divorce process and make it less expensive. Number two reason for why you want to have a separation agreement is the fact that you remain in control of the separation terms rather than the courts. Entering into a separation agreement allows you to maintain control over decision making about your separation instead of asking the courts to do so. Number three, you can save money by avoiding litigation and qualifying for tax advantages. There are tax advantages for each party to negotiate terms into their agreement that can save them taxes. Another question I got was, do I need a separation agreement if I'm not married? Well, even if you are not married, a separation agreement can be beneficial if you and your partner have children together, have property together. Maybe you paid for your pension plan or you paid for some investments in the period you've been together. And then you want a separation agreement for the same reasons that married couples need a separation agreement. So it's important to have a separation agreement if you want to clarify what's happening with the children, with the money, with the property, with everything. Also, I was asked, do I need a lawyer for a separation agreement on Alberta, or I can write it myself? I can find a template online for a separation agreement, fill it up, and boom, I have a separation agreement. Why to pay you? Well, you and your former spouse or partner can write a separation agreement yourself. But if you fail to obtain advice from a lawyer, then the agreement will not be enforceable in court. If a spouse can prove that they did not receive independent legal advice when signing a separation agreement, the court may not enforce the agreement. Without independent legal advice for both parties, a separation agreement is not legally binding. Therefore, the agreement is not valid in Alberta until it's signed by two lawyers and includes an independent legal advice certificate. And the last aspect that I want to clarify: can the same lawyer represent both you and your spouse? Sometimes I notice that people, even if they decided to separate, they have a good relationship, they don't feel like they need two lawyers. They're like, why you can't prepare the separation agreement and we will sign? I was asked. Well, this is not possible because the law in Alberta requires each party in a separation agreement to obtain independent legal advice before signing a separation agreement. So you and your wife or husband must have separate lawyers for this independent legal advice. You cannot use the same lawyer or the same law firm. Thank you for watching. I hope you found this information helpful. If you have any questions about separation agreements in Alberta, or you need help with a separation or divorce, please contact us. Click the link below to contact us and book a consultation. Have a wonderful day.